Times people ask me, Yogesh, how do we select clients? One of the laws of sales which you speak about, the 7 laws of sales, one of them you say is don't accept everyone as your client. It's easy for you to say, Yogesh, you work with billionaires, you work with high performers, but for us, we're just starting out. I'm just starting out my digital marketing agency. I'm just starting out a small business. I'm just entering the market. I'm a young person and I can't be as selective as you are. But let me tell you one thing. You definitely can, and I'll tell you how and why you need to be selective. Before you pitch your product or service to a client to sell, you need to keep 3 things in mind. And these 3 things will differentiate between your success or failure. Very important things. I'll share these 3 things with you. The first thing is, I call it the WMD, not weapons of mass destruction, but WMD. What does it stand for? The first is W. It stands for want. The person who is approaching you or who you're interacting with should have a deep desire for your product or service. You should be able to create 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times the value for your service. So let's say if you're selling hair transplant treatment, these bald people who need hair, and you approach me, I might have the money, I might have I'm a decision maker, but I'm not going to use your service because I have some nice hair, right? So the first is W. They need to, your product or service should create a deep want or desire in them. The second is money. They need to have the money, Let's say you're selling Mercedes-Benz. Somebody might have a deep desire to buy a beautiful Mercedes-Benz. They might be decision makers, but imagine they don't have money. They're unemployed or they're not making enough. No matter how good your product or service is, they can't pay you. So what's the use of pitching to them? And the third thing is D. They have to be decision makers. So if you're speaking to somebody in a company, anybody you're pitching to, make sure they're people who can take decisions. Don't waste your time interacting with people who can't decide. And keep the WMD in mind. Very, very powerful. It can really help you grow your sales and help you really crack good, big deals.